I think I'm still struggling, and I think it's kind of really hard to balance everything sometimes, and it's always gonna come up just like the other one. Like they're always constantly there. You always gotta motivate yourself, and you always have to balance everything you do.
It took me a while to really adjust to the amount of time I was going to need to take in order to get through all my classes, work a job or multiple jobs on campus, as I ended up doing, and then factoring in time for studying. And that's something that took me probably longer than it should have for me to truly realize just how much time it was going to take to be involved in everything I needed to do in order to get through the college experience.
I sometimes struggle with figuring out when too much is too much, and when I get stretched too thin. I have a really hard time telling people no, telling people I don't want to be involved and telling people that I can't help them. And that's been a big learning process, especially for me in the last couple months, of learning to compartmentalize things and better time management, and when to say no, I can't do that.
I feel overwhelmed all the time because I do so much work, and there's always, you'll start noticing, first of all, there'll be maximum of 2 hours of sleep. I feel like that's the sign right there. Or when you know you're falling asleep in class, not because it's a boring class, but it's mostly because you're just tired out. Or when you're I feel like for me the big sign is when I can't even go upstairs. I'm like, okay, I'm seriously tired now, so I have to take one step at a time. But you realize it in yourself, your body, how motivated you are. I think motivation is a big key to you overwhelming yourself. Because once you start losing that motivation, then you know that you're not even enjoying it anymore. You're just purely overwhelmed.
Seek help is kind of a hard one because you don't always know when you need help. Sometimes it's from others saying something. Sometimes it's not feeling like you normally do. And it's a really hard thing to figure out, when do I need help? But when others tell you, hey, you haven't been acting normal, something's up, and you can't pin it down, that's a good time to seek help.
I think the great thing about PLU and it being such a small community is having those relationships with other students and with staff when they tell you too much is too much. When they say, you look tired today, or you're stretching yourself a little too thin, and they have those reality checks with you, and it's helpful.
Resources on campus to utilize. I haven't utilized any. I haven't gotten to the point where I've needed to, but I know that there's a counseling center if there's any sort of things going on in that realm, and there's the health center if you're not feeling well mentally. If you're starting to suffer academically, there's the Academic Assistance Center and the Writing Center in order to help you to write papers, so all sorts of things.
The couches in the D Center are really comfy if it's ever quiet enough to take a nap, but that's kind of hit and miss. And the Women's Center is a really great place to hang out and kind of calm down. And for the most part, I think you really have to find your own space, where you feel comfortable, what doesn't stress you out, where you can find your own space.